Now, Mr. Kapoor, firstly, welcome to London. Thank you very much for taking some time out and being with us. You will have to use that mic, the handheld mic, if that's okay. Now, we all know how season 1 ends. I mean, we've had to wait an extra year and a half, like we said. We've been anticipating to see 24 for a long time. And now in season 2, what can you tell us about where it picks up from the end of season 1?
Good evening, friends from the media. It's a privilege and an honor to be here. And before I speak about 24, well, Anil has a very special place in my heart because I want to say today that I came here for the first time in 1979 as a group dancer, as a backup dancer, and I performed at the Albert Hall. And I can't really believe that it's 1979 now, it's 2016, right? And I'm here for 24. And I'm from a group dance, I'm playing, Jack Bauer's role, I'm playing Jesse Raj role.
That is amazing, congratulations, that's a great story.
So it's been a great journey. England has always been very, very generous, very kind to me. All my films, from the time my first film released, Bosat Din, and so many other films released, and of course, many other films where there were a few films which were, not as successful in India, but they were hugely successful in Great Britain, like films like 1942, A Love Story, and Lamahe.
Yes.
Yeah. So, it's a very special country and special. And I remember when I came here for the first time, I was a group dancer, and there was a Gujarati little girl who came up to me, and she loved the way I was dancing as a dancer. So I was wondering, I said, how did you notice me? And she says, once you go back, I promise you, I'm going to pray to God, you're going to get a lot of work once you go back to Mumbai. And it actually happened. And I remember this young Gujarati girl, and I must thank her, actually, take this opportunity to thank her that it really happened, that I went back to Mumbai in 1980, 81, I got a few films, obviously not as a lead, and then the journey started, and today I'm here, and I want to thank the Colors team, especially Mr. Raj Naik, who has made this possible. For a show like 24, not only it's released in India in such a bang, but it's releasing all over the world, releasing internationally and in Great Britain. And thank you, Raj, for making this happen. Thank you so much. This show for me is very, very close to my heart. I'm very, very passionate about it, and of course I want to thank Anuj and Govind, who are sitting beside me. Without them, it wouldn't have been possible for me to meet all of you all over here, and for 24 to be aired, as Raj said, almost simultaneously with India. And that was a kind of a dream for all of us. We always discussed, Raj and me, that if we can make that with India, it should release almost in all the territories. And I'm so happy that today I'm here and I saw the trailer, and all of you all saw the trailer. Thank you all of you for being here. I'm very humbled, I'm very honored for being in front of you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
So can we...
Or 24.
Yeah.
Sorry, I got a bit, you know how it is. England makes me like that, yeah. So 24, the first season ends with, well, that was about me, there was an assassination attempt on the future Prime Minister, and of course, and it ends with I saved the life of the Prime Minister, future Prime Minister. And I could save his life, but I couldn't really save my family life. And and it ends with my wife being in the hospital, and I'm trying to reach her to the hospital, and we ended over there. And it's understood that I can't, I don't make it. And 24 second season starts 3 years after that. I've lost my wife, unfortunately, and I have a daughter and a son, and they've grown up now. I'm in not in the city, I'm in Pune, and I'm no longer the ATU chief. I am over there as a, joined the, once you see the show, you know, and how it unfolds, and that I'm not an ATU. I'm trying to, save someone like the Roshan Chechal, who is one of the most dreaded terrorists, who's going to be hanged within 24 hours, and before he's hanged, and I'm the person who's put him in the jail, and I'm trying to take him out from the jail. So that's where the story begins, and how there's a jailbreak, and how I release him from the jail, and then the story unfolds. And then, of course, we'll have to see it. Which is, this is not, it's second season, of course, is, we have tried our best to, make it much more relatable, and it's not only this big action, but there's a lot of emotion also. A lot of, there are three families as such. There is my family, of course, which is my son and my daughter. Then, of course, there is a family of Sakshi Kanwar, who is who's doing 24. She's the ATU head, and her family. And then, of course, the family which is the ATU family, which is where my colleagues. So there is an internal conflict in that family, which is the ATU. Conflict between my family, and there's conflict with Sakshi, which we will see story and story how it unfolds in 24, and makes it so exciting. And of course, we have introduced this bio-warfare, that there is a kind of a virus which the bad guys, the Roshan and the two brothers, Roshan and Arun Sherchan, are going to release in India, and how the story unfolds. I want you all to see the show, because I don't want to disclose. This is roughly what the show is about. Yeah.
Now, if you could just rewind slightly, because obviously for us, we've only just started seeing a few weeks ago, I think. But I was going to say, if my mother-in-law is attached to a TV program, you've succeeded, because she is like the world's biggest TV critic. So if she's watching something regularly, today I said I was going to the press conference to host Mr. Anil Kapoor and the Colours team, and she said, 24 chal raha hai na. So if she's done it, then you've cracked it, because you have got everyone's eyes on the nation on the TV channel. So congratulations for that. I'd just like to ask you a question, because it is new for us, the Indian format. The brainchild of 24, how did that come about? Was it something, the brainchild of 24 India? Was it your idea? Did you access the rights? Was it something that Colours were involved in?
You see what happened, I was doing the international 24, I was in Los Angeles, and once the scripts started coming to me, and I was going through the international scripts of the 8th season of 24, where I was playing the president, kind of a fictitious country, which is Afghanistan. I played the role of Omar Hassan. So when the scripts came to me, I just couldn't keep the scripts down. They were so relentless. The biggest USP of 24 is real time. It's about 24 hours. It's 24 episodes, and of course terrorism, which is the biggest threat all over the world today, and we all are trying to fight, especially our part of the world, where the security of the nation is threatened constantly by these terrorists. So all these things, keeping all these things, I felt it's more relevant. And of course, for me, I don't think so much about the relevance. I just liked it. I just loved it, and I felt that I have to do this role of Jesse Rathore. And I spoke to the showrunner Howard Gordon, and I said I want to take I want to adapt this to in India. I said it's never been done. So I said first you complete the show, the actual what you're shooting, and once we are done, then you come. And I went to him and I said I want to take this to India, and he just picked up the phone like the way Raj does. Very quickly, just made 2-3 calls to all the writers and all the stakeholders, and here we are, rights, and I came to India, and I fell at Raj's feet, kneeling down and said, Raj, you have to do this for me.
Fabulous, fabulous. And
that's Anil Kapoor.
Yeah, and this is my interesting question. As before I pass on to media out here. I mean, how does it feel for you, having been a kind of hero for the last 30, 40 years in Indian cinema, which is now known as Bollywood, but to then go to something really quite directly serious, emotional, action-packed, without the singing and dancing? The transition for you, was that something you had to think about, or did you just throw yourself into it like you do with most characters?
I'm sure there must be, I've done a bit of research, the kind of work I've done from the time I started my career.
Sure.
I started my career with directors like M.S. Satyu, who had made Garam Hawa, and it was which was the first Sing Sound film. It was Sing Sound. Sing Sound, people are talking about it last 10, 15 years. It was Sing Sound. It was very real. It was very candid, very documentary. So I've done with Mani Ratnam. So basically I've done a lot of films which are, then I've worked with Mahesh Bhatt, Shekhar Kapoor. Then of course I did Slumdog Millionaire, you know. So I've always been, you know, for me, it's my instinct. I listen to a script, I listen to a role, I listen to a material, and you know, and my heart says I have to do it. I should like it.
Sure.
And if I like it, and I feel if I like it, I'm sure people also will like it.
But you didn't feel like it was a risk or pressure to take on the role of...
No, I don't think like that.
No.
I don't, that's not the way I've, you know, structured my career. I have to be, and I'm so grateful, you know, and we always discuss among friends that you should always find something which you're nervous, you know, which is out of the box, and which is slightly, which you've never done. So that makes you, I think that drives you to work much harder. And it's so, you know, when you get up in the morning, you want to go for work because you're not feeling, you know, you're feeling that, will I be able to pull it? Will it be successful? Will it be, so it makes you work harder. So these are things I think which always there in my decision or my, when I did that. But I have to like the material. I loved 24, the writing, the character, that's why I did it.
And did you have any kind of input in the development of 24 India in terms of the scripts, in terms of the journey that your character goes on?
See, it's a very, you know, it's a very collaborative, you know, it's the team at the Colors, the channel, and our team, we work together. And you know, the story, we first make the story arc, the writers, and it's discussed with they okay the story arc and then the characters and the casting. So it's a very collaborative effort. So I come into it only if there's something which is, you know, I don't lead from the front, I lead from the back. So if they need me, then I'm there. Otherwise, I don't really interfere in things because I've got professionals and I've got a great team. And then I leave the professionals to. There are certain actors and certain people who do everything themselves, but I don't belong to that school. I'm there always. My participation is there. I'm there to help them, to sort them. There is a screenplay problem or a dialogue or anything. I'm always there. But I don't sit down and say, do exactly what I asked her to do. You know, I think it doesn't work. And a season at 24, show like 24, it's not possible for one person to do it. You need a great team to do it. Yeah. So you know, that's my answer.
That's perfect. That's a great answer. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, what I'm going to do is open up the floor for you guys now. There will be a roving mic, I believe. Yes, somebody has the roving mic. Questions, hands? Should we start? Oh, let's start in this bottom corner here, somebody. Yeah.
Hi, Mr. Kapoor. Lakan, Mr. India. This is wish fulfillment 30 years in the making. For 24, in the American version, they have feature spin-offs. So is that something you're planning for the Indian version as well?
I can get you,
As in they had TV one-off 2-hour versions, which were like self-contained films. So would you be interested in 3-hour Bollywood version?
You know, matter of fact, when we did the 8th season, we premiered it with 2 episodes. And which is a great idea because sometimes what happens when you do it with 2 episodes, so there is a possibility of people getting, you know, they invest in the show much more faster. So when I was there, I remember doing that. And then I heard that in the 7th or the 6th season, they made it into a kind of a 2-hour thing. But in India, we've not done it. In future, I don't know what holds in the future, but you know, I'm always open to great ideas and something to experiment. Why not? If they've done it, we should do it. Yeah.
Excellent. Anil, one second.
Hello, I'm Montas Radiana. I've got 2 questions. So the first one is, the way people consume media is changing so much, you know, watching on our phones, watching on our laptops, watching it on the go. And the other thing is, related to that, when you get these sorts of series, some people watch them 1 week and then they wait. And that's like me, I love the anticipation, the build-up of what's going to happen next. But some people just want to watch it all as a box set. So I kind of wondered how you would like 24 to be consumed. Is it something that you think people can watch on the train and on the go? Is it something you'd like them to sit at home and watch? Would you like them to wait till the next episode, or do you prefer the whole box set thing? And secondly, my other question is a different question, and it is actually about I think that Indian cinema and Indian filmmaking does things so much better than Western cinema in many ways. One of the things I love is their interpretation of like villains and like action scenes. I think we just nailed them so brilliantly. So I wanted to know what you feel, all of you really, what you feel your version of 24 has done better than the original.
By sheer population, anything that plays in India does better than any other.
What numbers are with us? Well, I think Anuj would be the right person to answer that. I just want,
People should just watch it. They want to watch it, one episode, they want to do binge watching. For me, or any format, they just should watch it. That's any actor or any filmmaker, any producer, everybody. That's the main aim. That once you do something, the people should watch it. What's the use of doing something when nobody watches it? So that's of course, and it's up to the audience. Everybody has different tastes. Like I would love to watch it, one episode at a time. But there are some, like my daughter, and there are so many people who I know they want to watch 7 to 8 episodes in one go. And there are some people who want to watch, almost 48 hours. They just watch it completely, all the 24 episodes. There are some people who have done that. Do that. They watch it completely in one shot. So it depends on person to person. And of course the villains. Even I love the way Indian films portray villains sometimes. There's a lot of fun, like Bogambo and Mr.
Yeah. Just picking up on that very quickly, in terms of the channel, is there some future possibility of Indian channels like Colour having like an online player? Like we have BBC iPlayer here or ITV Player, is there a possibility of Colours becoming like an online digital platform?
We already have launched our first OTT platform in India called Voot. Okay, it's just 3 months old and probably the fastest growing OTT platform in the country. And right now, because of rights issues, certain things have been geo-blocked outside of, but at a certain time, once we've established and consolidated within the country, we will roll it outside of India as well.
Excellent, thank you. Next question.
Hi, my name is Suman Butcher and I'm with a website called Asian Culture Vulture. I have 2 questions. One to Mr. Anil Kapoor. How long does it take to shoot 24? Because you're depicting 24 hours. Just a little bit about that.
This time we've taken slightly longer time to do every episode. Last time, first season, we were doing it in about 6.5 to 7 days. But this time it has taken us 8 days for every episode. 8 days for one episode. 8 days.
I see, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And even I've shot more than what I shot in the first season this time.
And just to put it in context, normal episode, one episode is shot in 1 day.
Oh, I see, okay. But it's supposed to be a time, because the whole series is 24 hours, so you're supposed to, it takes 8 days to make 1 hour or 2 hours.
yes, 1 hour.
Yeah, okay. I have another question, which is to perhaps Raj. Why have you opted for that spelling of colours? Was there a Vastu reason or something?
You have to pay per letter.
You can't register a generic name. If it's a name that's generic, you can't register it. That's
Yes, Anushka.
Hi, Anil. Anushka here from Sunrise Radio. Now, 24, it consists of a very heavy cast of such great actors. You've got Anil, you've got Sakshi Tanmar, you've got Sapna Babu, who's from the UK. So tell us a little bit about what it's like working with such diverse range of actors.
I think the best thing to happen to me is that I'm doing 24 and I'm doing television, and one of the best things which happen is that I get an opportunity to work with all kind of actors from theatre, from television, and so it's been absolutely phenomenal. It's so much fun because in the first season also we had so many actors from Gujarati stage also. This time we have quite a few from the Marathi stage. Last time also we had from Marathi films, Gujarati films, and of course Sapna is from London. She auditioned for it and she was terrific in the audition. She was fantastic in the first season. Again, she's absolutely fab in the second season also. And obviously her family was very upset that when the first season was aired. So she was telling me, I said, sir, when will it be aired in England? All my friends want to see it. So now she's very thrilled and excited, and her family is very excited that 24 is being aired in England. So she's someone from London.
Thank you very much. Next question. Gentleman over here. Right.
I congratulate the entire team of Color and Anil both for your good coordination. But my question is, with all these thematic values, could you reach to the root cause of the terrorism, and if any solution to that? And further, from London to Jai Singh Rathod, I would like to, without any exaggeration, put the word Vijay Singh Rathod. From Raj to Vijay Singh.
Thank you, thank you. Well, I think the question you asked about the first one, I think the world is trying its best. All the leaders in all the countries, they're trying their best, and it's a situation which is obviously alarming. And of course, what this show does is because the character and everybody is, it motivates and inspires, and somewhere it instills a certain kind of patriotism when you see the show, and which is needed. So it might be anybody, and anybody can help in trying to, if there's anything they come to know, or there's something and how to tackle this. It's a problem which is the greatest problem of the world today, and we have to face it. Yeah.
Thank you. Jaspreet?
Hi there, Jaspreet from Bombay Funkadelic. I just wondered what your colleagues from the American cast think of the Indian version. For example, has Kiefer Sutherland watched you perform?
Well, to be honest with you, they all have just completely loved it. The first season also and second season also, I've sent them quite a bit of because they have a look and they just can't believe it that we're doing this. And we're doing such a the kind of performances, the scale and the way we're making the show. So they are very, very proud of it, all of them, from Kiefer to Howard Gordon to Mary and to all the other actors also. Yeah, they love it.
So are you following their exact season pattern with the same storylines or giving it a bit of a tweak?
No, we're not. We're adapting it to the Indians, ways. Not exactly.
Just before we move on, the look of the show actually has a very filmic look. Obviously, I mean, and you're using film directors to direct a TV show. Is that a conscious decision you guys made together to give it a filmic look as opposed to the look of TV, if that makes any sense?
You see, what happened is I did Slumdog Millionaire, and I'd gone for the press junket over there, and we were going for the press, doing press over there. That's the time I met these people, and then I got 24 and I started shooting on 24. So when I went on the set over there, I spent about 6 to 7 months over there. Then I realized that everything is like a film movie. They shoot like a film. The prep is like a film, and the performances, the sound, everything. So I just felt. Matter of fact, for me it came because I had just finished Slumdog Millionaire, and Slumdog Millionaire was a smaller unit. And suddenly I realized this is about 3-4 times bigger than Slumdog Millionaire also. That was just a small independent film. And I was just taken aback, and I just felt, and then I came back to India with the that I wanted to do it in India. So when I was working over there, I just was finding, it was not necessarily they have to be TV directors or film directors, because there are a lot of great directors come from TV.
Yeah, sure.
There are like there's Siddharth, there is Anurag Basu and Imtiaz Ali, all basically were TV directors, and they became film directors. And then internationally also, quite a few of them. There's nothing like TV director, India, a film director or TV director. I was just finding directors who would know the exact pitching of the show, the sensibility of the show, the aesthetics. So I was very, very, for me that was very important. That I just didn't want to, I wanted to have that same DNA, which is the DNA of. So I found a team who could understand that, and for the first person I really, who committed to the show and who was passionate about his Abhinay, and from there then we started building a team. And of course, it was very tough to get the team together because everybody felt they wanted to do film, they don't want to do TV. And now things are changing completely, and most of the big directors are doing television, and actors want to do it. So it's great. So
Fabulous, thank you. Amar?
Hi, actually this question is for both Anil and Raj from different perspectives. Do you think Indian TV is, you would say, has come of age, just picking up on the point you just ended on, big directors, big actors coming on there? We're looking beyond the kind of Saas Bahu serials that we would see on TV, and it's no longer playing second fiddle to the big screen. And from the TV channel point of view, is it a completely equally lucrative business now?
Please don't say anything about Saas Bahu, that's our bread and butter. That is our bread and butter. But having said that, yes, I think one of the things that's happening is TV was looked down upon for a long time, and I think that has changed. And there is a merger that's happening, whether it's directors, actors, all the big actors today want to do television and Bollywood actors, and that's a good sign. And one of the things I think, it's an evolving taste, but one of the things, and I can say that Colors has been at the forefront of it, we are trying to push the envelope, trying to do things, trying to break away from the routine stuff that we do and experiment with shows like 24. And it's working, and people are beginning to like it. I think there is a discerning audience that wants this kind of a show. And I think this will encourage, and it has encouraged other broadcasters also to look at shows of similar formats and experiment with international formats and things like that. I think it's an evolving thing. It will happen, and it is television. I mean, like any other business, I think the top 2-3 players, it's a lucrative business. Rest of the thing, the industry is, there are about 400 or 500 channels in the country. Everyone should be able to say. Close to 800 channels in India. And so the industry is struggling. I mean, there is because the subscription revenues that we get is still, I don't think we get a fair share of what we should be getting. It's, you would like to speak a little on that?
Well, I think, like Raj said, that's part of the industry which is still growing, and because we don't get our fair share of subscription, we are too dependent on ad sales as an alternate source, and something that we have done in UK as well, because this is probably another market where we're not getting a fair share of subscription, and we had to move to a free-to-air market. So, given the revenues and the size, it's growing at a very, very healthy space, but it's still not there for us to start comparing to the scale of a Bollywood, or whether Bollywood will move into television. It's growing, and I think people are taking baby steps, and I think Colors is probably a pioneer to do a lot of these things, whether it's the reality shows to the scale of Big Boss or Jhalak that we do. But I'm sure the others will follow soon. It will be baby steps, because we don't see the kind of revenues which will give us the return to spend big money on such shows.
Next question.
Hi, I'm Simran from Punjab 2000. My question is actually for Anil Kapoor. Obviously, you've been extremely successful in this industry for over 35 years, looking extremely youthful. How involved are you with regards to stunts on the series, and how intense is the training, and how long do you think you can continue to do things like this and stay as youthful as you are?
Yeah. Well, this season was pretty intense, and I think that's what motivates me to keep myself fit. It's always been the role. So if there's any role, and the kiss one, I feel I've never been delusional about myself. So I've selected my choices have been very, very till now. I've been quite sensible. And I just do things which really I'm able to pull it off. Otherwise, I put my hands up. I said, no, please go for a younger guy. He'll be the right person to do it. So I think that's been one of the reasons of my longevity as an actor. Because I never, did anything which was that I would feel. First of all, I have to face my children, my family. I said, damn, you can't do that. So, And I feel this character is such that it suits me, and I think I'm carrying it pretty well, and I'm quite happy doing it. And this show, I was quite surprised with myself also with whatever I've seen, and people have been very, very positive. Never in my career I've done so many films that I've got such great feedback for the show critically. Absolutely, people who just rip a film or rip them apart. Everybody has just said great things about the show. And as Raj said, obviously, and Anil said that we're just taking baby steps. There will be a gradual transition. It's not going to happen overnight. The people are used to a certain kind of. It's like I remember when I was a kid, I used to have Indian food, and the only thing I used to see Chinese food, and then obviously it took me time to really develop that taste of having Chinese. And suddenly the Japanese, food became very, very, the in thing. And then suddenly I felt, yes, this though I could never have. So it takes time. All the tastes, it takes time. It's a gradual change. And one day you get up in the morning, overnight, sometimes going slow, and within a year or 2 years or 3 years, suddenly everything's going to change. I've seen it in my career. But you feel that you do only these kind of films, these are the films which do well, these are the stories which do well, these are the content which does well, and suddenly I say, नहीं यार, यही चलता है, और सुबह उठते हैं, and if you don't catch up, and if you don't think about the future, you'll be left behind. So you have to experiment, you have to be ready to fail, and sometimes people make fun of you. You have to absorb it and move ahead. If not now, the next time. It's not going to be me. It might not be, but it might be someone else. But you have to keep on doing different things. And for me, this role, the action which I've done, the kind of action I've done in other films, it's slightly different. So I have to prep for it. So I prepped a lot. And my trainer must be over here. He's responsible. Mr. Mark, he's from Great Britain. He's standing. So thank you, Mark, for helping me look the way I look. Thank you.
It's a very inspiring story. We're going to get to see season 3 and 4. Keith Sutherland playing a supporting role to Mr. Anil Kapoor in season 3 and 4. We're going to switch things around and make Hollywood be supporting roles in Indian productions.
I tell you what, see, I must tell you this. It's only, I think, all over the world, there is nothing like supporting a lead. I don't know why. You are an actor. It might be a role like Judi Dench. I think when she won the Oscar, I think that the role could be smaller than that. I did only 7 days of work in 7 or 8 days or 9 days for Slumdog Millionaire. And it's been almost 8.5 years the film has released. There are so many films which have been Oscar winners, but people forget about the film. But till now, they've not forgotten Slumdog Millionaire. They've not forgotten that role. Wherever I go, anywhere in immigration, anywhere in the world, or anywhere I go in the world, and I'm the host of Slumdog Millionaire. It's a small role.
So you wouldn't get any problems there?
So it's never a supporting role or anything. I think, especially internationally, the actors are very graceful and very, very graceful about these things. Like Liam Neeson will do 1 day's work in Hangover. And just 1 day. He's there only for one scene. How does it matter? How does it matter? Sometimes you just grace a show, you grace a film, and you do it as an actor. It doesn't take away, it doesn't make you a smaller actor. I feel. It's a role, is big or small. So I'm sure if I tell Kifa this is a role, I'm 100% will do it. Why shouldn't he do it?
He has to learn Hindi back.
Huh? No, I will cast him as a international guy. Yeah?
Excellent. We've got one last question. There's over there, I think the mic's there. Sorry, sir.
Mohammed Ali from Studio 44 in Newcastle. Just a question to all of you in a panel as well as Anil Kapoor. You have a huge fan base, especially still the young ones across the border in Pakistan. So would you foresee any collaboration with actors or actresses to capture or entice the audience, especially younger audience, in other part of the border?
Matter of fact, I'm sure it's the best thing to do. As a matter of fact, we did a film called Khoobsurat, and my daughter introduced Fawad Khan in the film, and so I'm waiting for someone to introduce me there in Pakistan.
Excellent. All right, folks, I think we're out of time, so thank you very much. Before we go, I'm sure you'll join me in congratulating this amazing, esteemed panel of people. Not just for 24 to make it, but also for the changing face of Indian television, not just nationally, but internationally. This is what these guys are doing, and they're doing a fine job of it, so congratulations and thank you very much.
And a big thank you to Anil for bringing us to London and making sure that 24 releases here. Thank you, Anil.
Thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Anil Kapoor, thank you very much. And thank you.